So that's us back again, back again in the tasting room, basically. Please tell us, Phil, a little bit about this.
Okay, we've got 5 different whiskies for you here. Our classic single malt, our Whiskey Makers Reserve. I've got 2 versions of that, and I've got 3 of our Whiskey Makers editions. Each edition, it's a deliberate diversion away from that classic house style. It gives the whiskey makers more choice and creativity when they're creating them. The first one I've got for you to sample today is called Westford, and this is a distillery exclusive. So in the UK, it's only available here at the distillery, so people have to come on site to get this. It's 46.6% ABV. This was created using spirit that was matured in cream sherry casks. That British invention.
The small ones, the little ones.
Cream sherry casks, yeah. That mixture of Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez and some red wine barracks there.
Oh my goodness. Mm. Oh. Oh, you can tell it's been in a very small cask, so the liquid to cask is quite intense, and the aftertaste, again, that fruit which is so typical of the Lakes Distillery, which we all know.
So this, I think, on the palate, you've got that toffee, almost that caramel coming through, and then I get the like caramelized apple coming through, and the finish, it's a little bit like tart tatin. You've got that tartness coming through at the end.
And when we were kids, we used to go to the fairground and we got candied apples.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that. It's been dipped into melted toffee. Isn't it wonderful? Lovely. And the camera can see the difference in colour, because if I step back, you can see it through the window. The differences in colour is quite good.
All natural colour, non-chill filtered, coming from those individual casks that we've used inside there. So that's Westford. Okay. The next sample I've got for you is called Iris. This, again, is a Whiskey Maker's edition. It's 56% alcohol by volume, but again, it shows the skill of the whiskey maker and as a whiskey blender, in that this is very, very easy to drink. Honestly, it's 56% ABV. It's a lovely light colour inside there, and this is quite floral and fruity.
It is indeed. I must admit, I have been intimate with Iris in the past. We've had her at shows in the Netherlands, so I know her quite well, and she knows me too, don't you, Iris? Don't you? Again, the attack of tannins are not intense. No. This is a thing that I always fear when I saw the film about the making of the casks and the toasting of them and such like. Sometimes I fear, oh no, please, no tannins. But they are there, but all the other things are dancing on top of them. Mm-hmm. The tannins are just a tiny bit of it, just the backbone, basically.
Now this is Reflections. This is the result of a 2-year collaboration with Simon Rogan, the award-winning Michelin-starred chef here. His restaurant in Cartmel had won its 3rd Michelin star. So this, with a nod to Simon's extensive wine cellar, this was mainly produced using American oak casks, but seasoned with different wines there. Mm. And there you've got more of that autumn fruit coming through there.
So different
the
again.
Orchards, yes. That's 54% ABV. But people do think that's a little spicier in the finish there. The whiskey maker talks a little bit about pumpkin spice, or for me it's more like cinnamon.
Yeah, I get that. What do you call that stuff that you prick into the oranges again to make Bishop's wine?
Oh, like cloves.
Cloves, yeah, a
Cloves,
little bit
yeah.
of clove,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of orange peel that I can get in it as well. Lovely. It's not sweet at all. It's more dry. It's more
Again,
going
it's
towards
that-
dryness.
Yes.
Which is a thing of taste, you know. Whether you either like it or you don't. I like it.
That's reflection. So those are 3 completely different Whiskey Makers editions.
Yes.
And then here we've got 2 of our Whiskey Makers Reserve.
Ah.
I'll go with this one first. This is Whiskey Makers Reserve number 5.
Yep.
We've sold out of our allocation of that. We now currently got number 6. But this, it's the 5th release of our own single malt whiskey here, in that gorgeous bottle we saw in the maturation room there.
Yep.
It's 52% alcohol by volume.
Okay.
Mainly using casks that were seasoned with Oloroso, Pedro Jimenez and red wine. And that 52% seems to be the sweet spot for our classic house style.
Okay. Oh yeah. And again, guys, my favourite type of glass to taste whiskey from, not the Glencairn glass, but a Copito glass, which I find so much more pleasant to use. Oh, Pedro Jimenez is coming through here. He's shouting to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
PX, Oloroso and red wine and some others. They're all natural colour, non-chill filtered. But this, I think, it's classic leg style here. All that sherry-led flavour and character.
It certainly is, and as opposed to the one here in front of it, this is much more sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. I've tasted it before, but
5, yeah.
I get to taste so much that I sometimes forget.
The last sample I've got for you is our current release, our Whiskey Makers Reserve number 6.
For those of you watching in the Netherlands, available now widely in liquor stores near you. Look out for it. Whiskey Makers Reserve number 6. We'll talk of it now. Oh. Now, what happened to the smell? I've just had so much in my nose, that's it.
It's quite different than the 5, a little bit more fragrant. And again, I think a spicier finish, which I quite like.
Yeah, a little bit drier again. The last one was much more sweet. Now, the camera, I'll take it up to the camera so that they'll be able to see. If my director can give me directions, camera can see it. It goes, okay. So now you know. You can't forget. Don't say that Jock didn't tell you. It's available at the better liquor stores. That's anyone, basically, who stocks it. I must say it's my favourite one till now. I like it.
Yeah.
Really. It's, and this is taste. You can't argue about taste. It's nothing to do with it's subjective. It's personal. And this is absolutely my favourite. It's just so well balanced. It's yin and yang. It's both. It's got sweetness and dryness, and they kind of switch around. Unluckily, I cannot drink much, but it's absolutely fabulous. I would recommend this to anyone. You could give this to a king or a queen or a visiting dignitary from some other country. It's absolutely wonderful. You could give this to anyone. It's incredible. Even me. Even me. Give it to me too. It's wonderful. Yeah, we have it in stock in the Netherlands now. Whiskey Makers Reserve number 6, and it's yours for the buying. And so we'll have another little session of filming later on. This is the tasting that we've had of these, and we'll talk later on about some more things as the day progresses. But until then, from Phil and from me, then we'll see you next time.